Welcome, Jerry.
Thanks, Tom. How you doing?
Good, and you?
You first called me when you were how old? 3?
I've been listening to you since 1978. Actually, I think before that, because if I remember correctly, you were on in my house, I believe, when you were working at CDQ.
1977.
77.
I had a lot of hair back then. hair is very overrated.
And then I met you in 1978 when I was on the Cerebral Palsy Telethon.
Right.
And through you...
That's right, we did a lot of those back then. I forgot about those.
Yes, and through you, I met quite a few people. At that time, you were at KC 101, and I met quite a few people in the business.
If we're going through my resume, this is going to take a lot longer than what you have.
But, and we've stayed friends ever since. And you want to talk a little bit about where you are now?
Well, I work at WJMJ, and it's owned by the Archdiocese of Hartford. And we're a Hartford radio station. We also have what they call translators in Bridgeport, New Haven, and somewhere else. Oh, Hamden, that's right, yeah.
And also, I know for me, WJMJ feels like an old homecoming.
Well, it is. I should point out that even though it's, you know, the Catholic radio station, we don't play Gregorian chants. We play everything from Frank Sinatra and Tony Bennett up to one of your favorites, Justin Bieber.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
And the Cranberries and groups like that. So, you know, it's a really widespread collection of music. My buddy Floyd Wright is there, Colligan and Litch and
Dave Nagel.
Yeah. So it's a great group of people, and Father John Gatsak runs the station, and he was at 13 Waves and KC 101.
I remember listening to Father John every Sunday night. I would take a stand with Father John.
Yeah, now he's my boss, and it's hard to talk back to a priest. You know, if you have an argument, you just keep your mouth shut and say, amen, yes sir, and you know, do your job.
But you're on weekday mornings.
Yep.
What's your time slot?
Well, I go to bed about this time, and I'm on from 5:30 till 10 o'clock.
And every morning you do a little bit called The Game with No Name.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that a little bit?
Well, the Game with No Name is a contest I came up with that I just didn't have a name for. So we did the contest, and I just decided that I was too busy in the studio because, you know, I used to do morning shows with anywhere from 2 to 3 to 4 or 5 people in the studio. And at WJMJ, we're by ourselves. So, you know, I'm lazy, I didn't want to answer the phone. So we tell people you don't call in, you don't email. That's what some of the other people do. They have people call in or email. I said, don't call in, don't email, don't text, tweet, fax, Facebook, just shout out the answer. So we give the quiz questions, and if you know the answer, you just shout it out.
Yes, and want to tell a brief story about somebody who you called Smarty Pants one
Yeah,
day?
well, as we say, we give what we call clues to use to figure out the answer to the Game with No Name. And all of a sudden I get this Facebook message from someone who I won't mention who's guessing. And I said, no, you don't, you know, you don't call, you don't email, you don't fax, you don't text, you don't tweet, and you don't personal message on Facebook, Mr. Smarty Pants. So.
Well, I have a surprise for you this evening. And I'm going to ask the studio audience, if you know the answer to this, don't shout it out. This is a special one for Jerry. I have my own version of the game.
Oh, okay, okay.
Are you ready?
All right, yep. So we give clues to use, and as you figure out the clues individually, then you get the answer to the Game with No Name. It's like to the tune of A Horse with No Name. I can't sing, you might have figured that out.
Clue number 1.
Clue number 1, here we go.
Blank, white, and blue.
Got it. Oh, red.
Clue number 2. Clothing item paired with shoes.
Well, I don't wear socks except in the winter, so I'm... Oh, socks.
Clue number 3.
Is the microphone shaking? You're not going to make me say something publicly that I would rather not, are you, Thomas?
That's to be found out. You'll find out in a few minutes.
I might make up my own answer here that you might not be able to broadcast, but go ahead.
Clue number 3.
Yep.
Daryl Blank and John Oates. Correct.
Thank you.
Clue number 4. Knights Blank Columbus.
Of.
Correct. Clue number 5. 15 minutes of blank or song by Irene Cara.
Oh, Fame.
Clue number 6. Opposite of him.
Her.
Correct.
Hang on a second. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Clue
Clue number 37. Here we go.
Clue number 7. Short form of James.
Jim.
Correct. Clue number 8. Former U.S. Secretary of State, Condoleezza.
Rice.
And your answer is?
The Red Sox Hall of Fame, Condoleezza Rice.
No. Red Sox Hall of Famer, Jim Rice.
I kind of have heard of him a little bit.
I actually have an autographed ball at home from Jim Rice.
Really?
Yes,
And he wants it back.
No, I went to Fenway. I went to Fenway one year, and we happened to be in the section with the players' wives. And an usher came up to me and asked me who my favorite player was, and I said Jim Rice. He said, "How would you like to meet him after the game?" Took me down to the clubhouse, and there was a big crowd of people around. And here comes Jim Rice out in civilian clothes. Nobody knew who he was. Walked right up to me, shook my hand, and gave me an autographed ball.
That's great. Have you sold it on eBay? Or?
No, I'm still have it at home.
Hey, now, you know, I bought you a gift.
Did you? And I have a gift for you, too.
Well, where's my gift? Did you sell that already, or what?
Nope. You have to open it up right now. I honestly have to say, I cannot believe I actually touched it.
Oh, now this is nice. This is very nice. Look at that.
There you go.
That's what I'm talking about. Thank you. Thank you.
I appreciate you being here tonight.
I want to tell a real quick story before we bring up my buddy that lives in Wallingford, grew up in Wallingford, and is also, unfortunately, a Red Sox fan.
Yes!
And we used to wear our hats on the air together on Big D back in the day. But I've been on, this is your 21 and a half years.
Yes.
I've been on radio about 46 years, and before that, I started on cable TV. In 1968, now that's the good news. What's the bad news?
Nobody had cable yet.
No one had cable TV in 1968. Thank you very much. But that's what I wanted to do, and the guy from the local radio station saw me and hired me, so I know how important this is to you, like it was to me when I was like 14 years old. And you've done a great job. It's a lot of commitment, a lot of great community service, and that's what my gift is to you. So why don't you open that up? Well, can we bring Mike Stevens in?
Yes.
I don't see Mike much anymore. This is the only way that Mike had to come up and do the show.
Jerry, spice and rolling.
There we are. Look at that, Mikey.
Oh, great.
Yankees. Thank you, Tom. That was very nice.
You're welcome. Oh, and
Get there, Turbo.
Tom, I
there's
touched it.
something for you in there.
Oh, there's something for me in here? Oh, gee, thanks. Thank you.
$20?
Huh? We're squaring up on a gambling debt from a long time ago.
I can't get that.
Okay.
Need some assistance here.
Here you are, Mike.
I touched the hat, by the way. I touched the hat.
Oh, since you're here,
That's
Mike.
why God invented
Mike,
white
since you're
fingers.
here, I have a present for you.
You have a present for me?
So you're not left out, Mike.
Oh, man. Okay, thank you. If this is a Yankee hat, I'm running.
Not another pair of Red Sox underpants.
Oh, these are new ones, though.
Yeah. Mike has those as like the draw-on cup.
All right.
It's
Red Sox!
That's real right there.
Really? Rick, come on. Oh, I should open up the box nicely, shouldn't I? Just in case you want to exchange it for something more your size.
Looking at a birthday
Whoops.
party.
Got that.
Grab some battery pack.
Battery's not included. Some assembly required.
Okay.
Mike, you have smooth ankles.
Thank you.
Here we go.
All right, let's see what we got.
Pretty good, Jerry.
Good Lord. Here we go. Here's a suction cup with a ring. I'll let you
Never
guess.
mind.
Oh, my God.
Jerry will be performing at the old Dublin tomorrow.
I'm trying to think who waited on me when they sold me this. But they might have. Here we go. So, now, how old are you now, Tom?
I'll be 51 in September.
51.
Wow.
And you first called me at KC101 when you were what? 14?
15?
15?
Yeah.
You were young.
I remember I was in Shriners Hospital for my 16th birthday, and at Shriners they don't allow phone calls until after 8 o'clock at night. Well, it happened to be my birthday, and around 7:30 in the morning, the nurse is coming over to get my bed and bring it over to the nurse's station. She says, "You have a phone call." Get on the phone, and who is it but none other than Jerry Kristafer to call and wish me a happy birthday. You remember that?
I called collect. Yes, I do. Yeah.
Jim Rice wasn't available.
Well, I'll never forget it because I did not know at the time that the telephone call was being recorded. And I said something I shouldn't have said.
Oops.
But I remember I said to Jerry, I said, "Why don't you come up and visit me?" And he's like, "I don't want to come see you. I want to come check out the good-looking nurses." Typical Jerry Kristafer.
I didn't.
I don't believe that, Tom.
I didn't do that. I didn't do that.
But I do remember shortly after the phone call, you played 98.6, and you.
By?
And
Who's it by? Keith. You're right.
And I remember you saying, "We're gonna try and get in touch with my good friend Tom Dacey right after this." And I said, "Uh-oh."
You're in trouble.
Now, do you remember the song that used to call and request all the time? It was something by Kenny Rogers.
Kenny Rogers, yep.
Was it Coward of the County?
Yep.
Something like
Because
that.
they had Tom.